All right, guys. Howdy. Good morning, or whenever you're listening to this. It is Wednesday. I think today is the 9th. And I'm currently in my car. It's 6:15 a.m. waiting for a delivery to come to this gas station so I can help stock all the products. And it looks like this one could be a minute before it gets here. And by a minute, I mean might be an hour. So here I am just wasting away in the parking lot of an otherwise trashy gas station. Actually, this one isn't too bad. It's like middle of the road, trashy. It's not typically the kind of gas station I would stop at. I usually always force myself when I need to get gas. I usually force myself to stop at like a Shell. Shells are usually on the cleaner side. It seems like I almost always avoid Speedways and Thorntons, that kind of thing. We don't really have 7-Elevens around here. Maybe there are some, but I don't notice them. But definitely try to avoid the Speedways, which is crazy because that's some of the stores I have to work with this position. Their coolers are always, as my black coworker refers to them, cooked. The coolers are always cooked at Speedways. Just if you could see back behind the coolers of the drinks, like the energy drinks and the sodas, you'd be like, how is this sustainable? Like, how does this keep working? And yet somehow every day they continue to make it work. Somehow it just keeps hanging on. But anyway, nobody cares about all that. So I think it's been a day or two it's been like 2 days maybe since I uploaded. So I want to try to do these every other day, maybe. I thought about doing it every day, but then I noticed, well, maybe I should do every day, but I don't know. It just feels like that's too much. Anyway, what could I talk about this morning? What could I talk about? So a little update on my life. I'm new at this job as a merchandiser. I just finished my 4th week, I think. Maybe like 3.5 weeks. Anyway, so I don't plan on doing this forever. But I'm old now. I'm in my 40s. I'm 45 to be exact. I think when I say I'm in my 40s, there's a part of me that's still trying to avoid saying my age. But I need to just give up on that. Like it is what it is. I'm 45, old, lonely, broke, so it is what it is. I should just be forthcoming with it. But as a 45-year-old, I need to figure something out. And I've known this for a long time. I've known this since I was 25. Since I was 25, I've been very cognizant of my future and how it was going nowhere and how I needed to figure something out. So since I've been 24, 25, my brain has been obsessed with finding some way to make money in life where it would allow me to take care of myself, live comfortably. Oh shit, the truck pulled up. The GPS said it was an hour out almost, but that's another qualm I have with this, is the app isn't always updated. Anyway, so I'll try to finish this up in 5 minutes because it usually takes them 5 or 10 minutes to get parked and unload everything. Anyway, where was I at? So I've known for a long time, since I was 24, 25, that I did not have a good future looming. So I've tried businesses to start. I've started a few, I had a lawnmower, mowing lawns business, residential lawns. I started that. I had a little Italian ice stand that I tried. That was my car shutting off. Um, I've given it a pretty valiant effort. Um, and I've even opened up like a cosmetic, cosmetic tattoo studio that didn't work out ultimately. So I've given it a really valiant effort. I'm not one of these guys that just like gave up and said, screw it all, I'm going to play video games. I'm not that guy. I really gave it a good shot. Goes an ambulance. So now here I am, despite all those efforts, here I am in a parking lot at 6:15 a.m. doing entry level work, basically a flesh bot, a robot for a mega corporation. And I don't know what my future is going to be like. I don't know where to go from here. I think about maybe getting a CDL and being a truck driver, because that would allow me to just be on my own on the road. Like I would do like long haul probably. I think that's like the only option starting out, because you have to have experience to do the like local home every night type trucking, because all the truckers want those jobs. So you like have to put some time in as a long road driver, over the road driver, whatever. So I think about doing that, but I've been thinking about that for like 10 years. And now it's like, if I start now, like there might be self-driving semis in like 5 or 10 years. Like that would be temporary. So I don't know what to do with my life. But here's what I was getting at. So my stepdad, and it feels weird calling him my stepdad because it's somebody I met in my mid 30s. He and my mom got together. I never knew the guy. They got together, and like when I was like 35, he has his own little business doing something. I won't say anything specific about it, but he has his own little business, and the person that he essentially works for, it's like his own business. It's kind of complicated, but it's like his own business, but he kind of is indebted to a company above him. He put me in contact with them, and so I talked to them yesterday, and they might bring me on board to, do some things, and that could have a future to it. But even then, even with that, like it's still not like super high paying. It's still not like something that I think that would end all of my concerns about, income going forward. So, but it was cool that's happening. I guess it's cool that there's maybe a lifeboat out there for me for a little bit longer. I don't know. I hesitate to even like take him up on that, because in my mind, maybe it's just pride, but in my mind, I've always wanted to figure this out on my own. I haven't sought assistance. Like I haven't had friends to help me. I've pretty much done everything on my own. But doing all of that, I'm still here in the situation I'm in now. So I hate to concede that the normie kind of way of life is the most practical way of life. And that is simply, it's all about who you know. Like I've always heard that. I've always known that. But the idealistic person inside of me, the idealistic part of me wants to believe that no, if you don't have anybody, you can still make it. You can still, just through sheer effort and perseverance and pattern recognition and just being perceptive and self-aware, that with all those valuable attributes, you could carve out a nice life for yourself. But here I am, 45 years old, in the parking lot of a gas station at 6:15 a.m. waiting to stock their shelves. So that obviously hasn't worked for me. So I hate that, somebody I hate that knowing somebody could come in and be like the game changer for me. Like I wanted it to just be sheer effort on my own. So I don't know, that whole thing might not necessarily go anywhere anyway, but it's something. And what can I tell somebody that's in my same situation, struggling? Like, tell them, well, ultimately you just got to know somebody. Like, that's kind of like somewhat out of their control, unless they're just actively going to be fake and try to create relationships purely out of pragmatic ends, pragmatic, selfish ends. Like, I don't want to tell somebody that. I don't want to say, yeah, you work hard, you're wise, you've got all these attributes that are supposed to mean a lot, but ultimately you just got to have the right relationships with people. Like, some people are doomed because some good people, good, ethical, hardworking people, are doomed because they don't have those relationships, and they don't really have access to those relationships outside of, unless they're just going to be super fake and try to force those relationships. So it's a bit brutal, to come to those kind of conclusions. It's gloomy, it's dark, but I think Schopenhauer nailed it about life. That's the landscape we live in. That's the reality that we're stuck in. That's how things really are. Anyway, I better go in here and help them unload, get all this stuff together. So 6:25 now, so I guess this was about 10 minutes. So I'll upload this when I get home. All right, take care, bye.